I'm friendly up with myself because I'm with my mom. Mom, say hello.
Hi, my name is Dr. Mom. I'm a veterinarian and that's an animal doctor.
Yeah, so she doesn't really know a lot about dinosaurs, but it's okay. So we're gonna talk about dinosaurs. So let's get started. With a joke. It's not called Giganotosaurus because the Giganotosaurus was Giga, so it's called Gigayasosaurus.
That's funny because you get it? Yesosaurus? That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyways, let's talk about Allosaurus to get warmed up.
Allosaurus grew up to be about 39 feet in length, and in meters, that's about 12 meters. That sounds real big. How much do you think it weighed?
About 1.5 tons and stood about 15 feet, 4.5 meters.
I'm imagining an animal that had a really huge head, and I think it was about 3 feet in length. That sounds heavy.
91 centimeters. But it was actually fairly light because some weight in the skull had several large opening spaces.
Oh, like the bones had big open spaces, so
Well,
the skull wasn't that heavy?
so yeah, there was like skull bones and they were like broken up and there was cracks which made it more light.
That sounds like bird anatomy to me.
Yeah. Anyways, that was a big one. Now headed down to the periods and their dinosaurs. Starting off with Triassic. Um, and the dinosaur we're gonna be talking about is um
I think it's the Coelophyses.
yeah, I think it's Coelophysis. That's the word the hard to spell. Is a genus of Colophysid, and it's a theropod dinosaur that lived approximately 250 to 200.5 million years ago during the late Triassic period. From the middle to late Norian age.
Where did it live in the world?
Um, the southern western southwestern United States.
Wow, so this was like a California dinosaur.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna try to pronounce this right. Coelophysis. I think I said it right.
Yep.
Anyways,
Now we're going to move on to the Meganosaurus, which is a Megayesaurus.
what? Wait, no. Um. Oh yeah. Um. Wait, no. I think this is okay. Um. Megnaposaurus was once considered to be a species with this genus, but this interpretation has been challenged since 2017, and the genus Meganaposaurus is now considered valid.
You mean the genus of the Meganopsaurus? But I'm saying this it was it mega, so we should call it a not Megayesaurus.
Maybe I don't know. Wait, I haven't really heard about this dinosaur. We'll info that after the podcast.
Awesome. So let's learn more about the Coelophyses. Was it a big dinosaur, a little dinosaur? What did it do?
Um, it was a small, solidly built, ground-dwelling carnivore that could grow up to be 3 meters, 9.8 feet long. It is one of the earliest known dinosaur genera. Scattered material representing similar animals have been found worldwide in some late Triassic and early Jurassic formatations.
Formations. Wow. So this little dinosaur just lived all over the world. That is awesome.
Now we're going to learn about Camposaurus. Don't get confused with Camptosaurus. Anyways, Camposaurus is a colophysid dinosaur genus from the Norian stage of the late Triassic period of North America.
Wow. It sounds like there was a lot of dinosaurs in the current North America. I feel like I read somewhere that there was a lot of fossils that were found about this dinosaur also all over. And it is one of the oldest known neotheropod. What does this dinosaur look like?
Um, hmm. It was a small carnivorous theropod dinosaur. Its approximate length and weight cannot. We don't really know what it is because it was like sparse material that is known from as genus. Genus Camphosaurus is known from partial lower leg bones holotype USMP 34498, which includes distal tibiae, distal fibulae, and astragal alcohol and
Wow, those are big words to talk about the lower legs. So it's just where your foot and connects to your leg, and then the part that then connects to your knee. That's crazy.
That's like 14 letters. And other fragmentary material like other solephisids, it has fused tibio-tarsals and fibula-tarsals, unlike its relatives. The area of the tibia that fits with the fibula has a distinct ridge at the back. Another unique feature is a lack of large medial condyle on the astragalus, the type species C.
Okay, so as an animal doctor, it's hard to follow all of this because dinosaurs are a little bit different than the now known mammals that I work with. But it sounds like this dinosaur had a different ankle movement than some of the other dinosaurs, and definitely different than people and the other animals that we see today. So that's interesting. You can kind of see that in some of the drawings. I feel like they stand up really tall on their toes, and I think that that probably made them really fast. But let's learn about this the camp lizard. What does that mean? What is that related to?
By the way, the Camphosaurus was, yeah, it looks slender like. I found an image of it, and it's kind of long. Looks pretty long.
So it's those legs that they were talking about, straight legs.
Yeah, look. Um, I I might put this in the picture of the podcast, but I'm trying to like explain it. Um, it's really slender like, and it has like these legs.
What Sebastian's trying to say is that it has legs that look pretty straight. Because as we mentioned in the description, these bones were fused, so it made their ankles go really straight. So from ankle to leg was very, very straight. Now we're going to learn about the camp lizard.
Oh, um, the camp lizard. Hmm. Um. Technical difficulties. Okay, sorry about that. That was technical difficulties. My tongue got a little too twisted. Anyways, and now we're gonna learn about the Lilian nuts.
I also don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm thinking is Lilian sternus.
Yeah.
It's an extinct genus, and it's also another neotheropod dinosaur that lived approximately 210 million years ago during the latter part of the Triassic period, in in what is now Germany. So now this dinosaur didn't come from the North America like the other dinosaurs we were just talking about. However, it's still a carnivore. It's still bipedal. It's ground dwelling. So that's a lot of similarities to the other dinosaurs we just discussed. It could grow up to be about 5 meters long. That's almost 17 feet. And it is best represented in the Triassic theropod from Europe as one of the largest known. The description of it, we do have some pictures, and hopefully they'll make it onto the webpage along with this podcast. But it looks pretty fierce. What do you think, Sebastian?
Yeah, it looks pretty fierce. In our picture, it's catching a bird, and it looks pretty fast. It has something red on top.
A crest.
Yeah, it's kind of blurry picture, and yeah, that kind of look like a crust, and its legs are like on the same level as their arms, and yeah, it says Lillian restored with a spectacular crest. Anyways, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. Now entering giraffe section. Technically, we're just doing like the first dinosaur of the giraffe section called the Coloradosaurus.
So this is a very different dinosaur than what we've just talked about. It is of the genus Massospondylid, saurodomorph dinosaur.
Sauropodomorph.
Man, I got schooled by my 9-year-old. It's all good. Anyways, it lived during the Triassic period and is in the now known as Argentina. So this is now in South America. Our first set of dinosaurs were in North America. The one we just learned about was out in Germany, and now we're heading to South America near Argentina. There's two specimens known. There are two known specimens located collected from this area, and so we don't have a lot of information about this dinosaur.
Anyways, the next period is Jurassic woo woo. And did you know that most of the dinos in Jurassic World are actually Cretaceous? And Brontosaurus isn't technically a dino. Well, yes, technically, but Bronto's name is actually Apatosaurus. We're still gonna put it in. Okay, first dino of Jurassic is Brontosaurus. I think we all know Bronto slash Apatosaurus, but did you know that it ran 12 to 18 miles per hour? That's actually kind of fast if you're running 18 miles an hour. Just Usain Bolt runs 27.
Usain Bolt is a really fast human, and the fastest human on Earth can run 27 miles an hour. I'm sure most of us would not outrun this animal because also Bolt runs at 27 miles an hour for 100 meters. That's not a long ways.
I would beat him. And Tyreek Hill. Anyways, about 157 million years ago, it ate ferns, cycadioids, and seed ferns.
Would this dinosaur be considered omnivore, herbivore, or carnivore?
Herbivore. Oopsie, I think my mic just dropped. A herbivore. And moving on to next dinosaur, another tall giraffe of the giraffe section, the Barosaurus.
I just want to make sure everybody out there understood what an omnivore, a herbivore, and carnivore, what they all eat. Can you explain?
Carnivore eats meat, and omnivore eats meat and lettuce. I mean, and leaves and stuff. And herbivore just eats like vegetarian stuff.
That's awesome. What do you think humans are? Most of us are what?
Omnivores.
And did you know cats are strict carnivores? Meat.
Yeah, and they can't have milk.
They can, but it probably is not good for them after they're not babies anymore. Okay, so on to our next dinosaur, Barosaurus.
Barosaurus.
It sounds like this guy was tall, 157 feet, which is about 48 meters. The vertebra suggests that the animal was also about 66
Tons.
66 tons. Holy cow. Making it one of the largest known dinosaurs with a neck length of at least 15 meters, which is almost 50 feet.
Diplo. I always get the hard words. Diplodocid fossils are mostly never found. Diplodocids probably evolved in North America, where most diplocid fossils are found. However, diplodocids have been found on most continents, including South America, Europe, and Africa. Um, and the next one isn't a giraffe. It's actually really far away from a giraffe. Which is Archaeopteryx. I think that's how you say it.
Well, I think we're just trying to say giraffe because these guys are have long necks and they're real big and long, and that's probably the best closest animal we can picture in the current state. That look a little bit like the shape of these dinosaurs. They're obviously not at all related to dinosaurs.
Yeah, 157 feet to like 28. Yeah. Um. Anyways, the giraffe section is done, and now we're moving on to, of course, Okay, I think I'm gonna say it right now. Archaeopteryx. I said it right. Archaeopteryx is definitely not a giraffe. They're like 1'8". Anyways, um, it's a pigeon-sized creature, and it probably perches in a tree, which is now Germany. Spotting a small reptile on the ground, it launches itself off the branch and glides down. This is hunting, and snagging the prey with its claws, called um
Hmm.
Archaeopteryx. Again, this animal puzzles scientists about 150 million years later. They weren't sure if it was a dinosaur or a bird.
That's crazy. I know that when I was growing up and I was Sebastian's age, I thought we knew everything about dinosaurs because why wouldn't we? They lived so long ago and we had all this time to collect data, and I thought we knew it all. But now, as a parent, I'm learning that dinosaurs, we're still learning every day almost about new dinosaurs that have been identified through new technology. We do have better, we think, better idea of what they actually look like, imagining most of those dinosaurs with feathers. It's really an interesting time to learn more about dinosaurs. And this pigeon slash bird slash dinosaur sounds really scary.
Okay, and speaking of how many dinosaurs there was about 2.8 billion Tyrannosaurus rex in the late Cretaceous period. And now I'm going to sing so good for the Tyrannosaurus rex, because next up is Cretaceous. Oh, yeah, it's Tyrannosaurus. Hear my feet stop and fly out like an Archaeopteryx. Hope you like that. Any, Anyways, everybody knows Tyrannosaurus, 40 feet long, 14 feet high. Um, Bite force of a T Rex was quite surprising. It had a bite force of almost 12,800 pounds, about the equivalent of an adult T Rex body weight, or 13 Steinway Model D concert grand pianos. Slam me down on his brain.
Wow. That sounds like that would make the T Rex the hardest biting terrestrial animal ever known. I deal with dogs, and I know that some of our dogs have a big bite and bite pressure, but none of them compared to the T Rex. OMG.
Yep, T Rex, the hardest biting terrestrial animal ever known. And like I said, there's about 2.6 billion Tyrannosaurus in the late Cretaceous period. And guess what? The Tyrannosaurus actually ran kind of fast, 10 miles per hour. That way faster than a stego, but still that's about someone speed walking. And finishing it off with Carnotaurus.
I would like to interfere and stop that discussion for one moment. 10 miles per hour, that means that you're running 6-minute miles, my friend. That's fast.
I said it's kind of fast. I went faster than 10 miles per hour. I'm gonna beat him in a race. So hard. Anyways, yes, it is kind of fast. But I run like, when I was on my bike, I went over the speed limit. So yeah. Anyways,
And I guess I'm doing math all crazy here. Nope. 60 miles an hour.
no, it was in like Pennsylvania, and it was like on one of those roads, and it had a tracker, and the speed limit was 10, and I went like 18. So we're all good people. Anyways, another singing, because we're finishing off with Carnotaurus. Uh, um, Don't look at my short arms, or else I'll bite you. I'm serious. Haha. Anyways, the dino that killed this beast was T-Rex, probably because his bite force is, of course, super bad. Anyways, I'm now passing the micro to Mommy's mouth. Dr. Mom's mouth.
Okay, so the Carnotaurus. Um, does this guy look like a T? Is this a T Rex? Look like a T Rex? I'm confused.
My mom clearly doesn't know what the Carnotaurus looks like, so I'm gonna have to show her a picture because she doesn't know what it looks like. So, she's gonna read most of the stuff while I look up a picture to show her.
Okay, so despite ending the attacks of the Sinoceratops and successfully recovering, Carnotaurus ultimately met its demise due to a non lethal bite from the T Rex. The weight of the T Rex was sufficient to crush the neck of the Carnotaurus in one single footstep. Oh, I know these guys. These are the guys that have like the pointy eyebrows. They're pretty fierce.
Now, as soon as I look at the picture, I think you looked at the picture because now you know what it looks like. Anyways, let me look at all my notes. So, oh wait, that's the end. It was only 21 minutes and, yeah.
We got to wrap up though and summarize what we learned, right, Sebastian? So we started off with some pretty big carnivores that grew up, a lot of them in North America, but also some in Germany and some in South America. Then we learned about some of the herbivores that were also in South America, some in North America. Lastly, we learned about the little tiny one that was like almost a pigeon or a bird. And the last thing was our T Rex and our Carnotaurus, and learn about how they were fighting and eating and killing each other.
And yeah, if you haven't watched episode 3, it's really crazy and we talk about a lot of stuff. So you should go watch episode 3. But anyways, so the dinosaurs that we learned, I'm just gonna say the names. Coelophysis and Coelophysis. I forgot the last one. Meganophosaurus. Camposaurus. Liliensternus, I think. That one was kind of cool. Coloradosaurus. Barosaurus. Brontosaurus. Archaeopteryx. Tyrannosaurus. And Carnotaurus. And
thank you for listening. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Listening. Goodbye. Wait. Bye.